Navi avoid sisters being all cute and claiming my face. And how are y'all doing today? I hope well. This is the wind down stream, and we're slowly gonna wind it on down and get to a restful sleep state, hopefully. When I start to get sleepy, we'll get off of here and I'll probably get ready for work tomorrow. If not, then in about an hour I'll be getting off of here to explore elsewhere. Let us hope that it does not kill me. I'm just gonna leave that creeper in the boat for a while. As long as he's willing to hang out in the boat, he ain't bothering me. Also pointing out the people's country won't take them back is something the Nazis also said quite a lot.
on their record in the United States as being potential terrorists because they were brought into the country as children. So, this is, I mean, this is some real horse shit. These people are abusing children, violating children's privacy, to brand them as criminals for the rest of their lives, and it's just, dysfunction runs
Goober, you want up on the couch?
just lies constantly, can't remember the names of people he's worked with for years, doesn't even remember the people he's appointed to the powerful positions.
What?
Was put out statements talking about how, like, Coca-Cola's, I played hardball with Coca-Cola, and now
Alright, give me a second, Goober. I lift up on the couch.
even they're
So I've seen you jump up there when you've wanted up there.
have, like, heads of these departments.
I gotta get close enough to the couch, Goober. I got a kitten sleeping on my lap, and I ain't gonna stretch those muscles out and strain them. Come here. Here we go. That's a good boy. That's my boy. We lifted him with all arms. He's a good boy. Also, he is losing weight, I'm happy to say. Yes, him is. Him's getting a skinny summer body. A little late for summer, son, but still proud of you. We're all on different journeys, son. Yours is getting there. You should feel every right to be proud. You have every right to be proud.
This is not sustainable. And I'm going to keep talking about how, like, this type of structure, this type of leadership, this type of policy, none of it is sustainable. When we talk about fascism being a death cult, being anti-intellectual, etc., it leads to this type of instability, and this type of overreach, and this type of abuse. And this is why we must oppose it. Because we actually have more strength to oppose it than we give ourselves credit for. That being said, make sure you continue to organize. Organize. Get with your local den, get with your local PSA, get with your local working families party, get with your, local sewing group, get with your local rugby club, whatever it is you do, whatever it is you're interested in, whatever people you come into contact with on a daily basis who are at least somewhat sympathetic to what is happening right now. Start talking with them about this shit. Start talking with them. Okay? We talked a little bit at the beginning of spring today that GSA members in California have been able to work together with other local boards in order to stop Avilo Airlines from transporting prisoners on the West Coast for ICE. Okay? Continue to organize. Because we can't stop this. We that sort of precept is about so-called natural disasters?
Good question. I like that question. So, yeah, so the study of disasters, we forget about this every time a good disaster happens, but people have been studying disasters for almost like 70 years now, especially in the realm of sociology and geography, right? So we know in disasters are like weather events, climate events, they're complex sociological phenomenon, right? And they are socially constructed in the same way a lot of our societies. So we construct what we call social vulnerabilities, which are then impacted by hazards. Hazards being things like hurricanes, floods, volcanoes, whatever. But it doesn't happen in a way that's just completely natural, right? It's not like everyone's affected the same by a disaster, right? It affects the people who are socially vulnerable more. That doesn't mean it only affects socially vulnerable people, but like, poverty is like the number one predictor of being affected adversely by a disaster. We know there's a whole gender component, there's racial component, there are sexuality components, right? If you are more likely to get kicked out of your house, you're less likely to have a place to shelter.
Children.
So also the idea of natural
No.
disasters is something that is used a lot by politicians and by insurance companies and a lot of other bad actors to kind of write off everything that we construct as a society and say, well, what can you do? Like, Trump's been doing this with Texas. Well, but it does anything about a flood. How do we know that a flood would happen? These are things that happen. So that's been kind of, there's been a very good, especially if you're on the left, a lot of great leftist academic writing, including Mike Davis, David Harvey, even going back like Forgotten Pocket, right? Like related, right? Lining up for us, like why this stuff is not just a natural sociological phenomenon. Is that where we're going?
Yeah, exactly. And I think and there's certainly there are elements of the expansion of that camp in Kurt County, or the funding that was given from the Biden administration to Kurt County, where they deployed it, and then you had some official there saying, well, the taxpayers didn't want to pay for a warning system. This is all socially constructed. That is disaster. But I want to talk first about there's been a lot said. Let's just first actually let's play this clip. Series number 4. Christy Nome on the press. Reporting about thousands of unanswered calls. Right. You want to talk to patriotism on this? The New York Times reported thousands of calls from the flood victims to the FEMA call center that went unanswered in the middle of this ongoing disaster. Many completed contact with the call center staff didn't wait until nearly 1 week after the flood. Why did it take so long to extend those contracts? Those contracts were in place. 85 employees were off of work. Every one of them was answering calls. So false reporting is fake news, and it's discouraging. It's discouraging that during this time when we have such a loss of life, that some of these
Hey!
right now
Shifu, do not get involved. Okay, that was kind of a cute noise, but you need to cut your shit out, and you need to stop getting involved.
was a part of this operation. They would say the federal government and President Trump are immediately responding. It's been very clear on July 17th, 2.9% of calls were answered. That means exact news only. 50% of calls were answered due to people in a desperate state. In the first call, nearly 15% were answered on July 7th. That means a few after the flood. These contracts were in place, so people were not a call center, and they were picking up the phone and answering these calls from these individuals. So that report over the time, I'm not sure, and I'm not sure where it came from, and the individuals who are giving you information out of FEMA, I'd love to have them put their names behind it, because these are all so bad. These are things that work inside the facility. Okay. I bet you want to know this. Exactly. 15% of all calls coming into FEMA. That is, I mean, ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know how you get worse than this. Give me your sense. You obviously have a lot of relationships in and around
Oh no, that one's Alice's, but I'll be in there to get it in just a bit.
your sense of what's going on there.
Yeah, and that's actually too, I worked internationally. Most of my career, so I'm relearning the FEMA system as I've moved back to the U.S. as well. But like, what's going on in FEMA right now?
Shifu! Now. Come on. All the way back here, boy. Let him feed the cats in peace. Come on. Better. Chiefo. Boy, I'd feel worse for you if you didn't eat a chunk of my ramen. You have eaten. Behave.
Marco, are you going to be a good boy?
Oh. You okay? Shifu, get out from behind him now.
Benjamin, please, move.
Finn, Shifu, move. Finn, Shifu, move. Shifu, now. Thank you.
Calm down. There's plenty of food back there. Oh, it's not that bad.
What happened? Marco, honey, you gotta quit scratching, folks. That's not good boy behavior. You also gotta quit fighting with your brother. That's also not good boy behavior. Be a good boy. Quit being a little shit. Be a good boy. Sorry for being so loud, y'all. Feeding time can be a little hectic sometimes, as the babies are quite spoiled and wanting to not share, even with each other. I could be mistaken, but isn't... No, that makes sense. I was thinking Greece for some reason. My geology's all screwed up. No, it makes sense Texas is the biggest Spain. Spain is pretty big. Like I said, for some reason I was picturing Italy and then Greece, and I was like, that's not that big. That's bigger than Texas. That's smaller than Texas. I mean, that was back then, and then here's the Republicans have made it to where, you know, their dipshit battalions will just eat it up even if they're getting murdered. I mean, keep in mind, everybody was upset about a comic artist making fun of MAGA supporters in Helene, and don't get me wrong, tough subject to joke about, probably shouldn't, but, I mean, it was a little joke. And for all the death threats and calling for blood, I don't hear any of that towards the people that, you know, actually got people killed through their incompetence. I hear all sorts of shooting of the messenger, but then again, that feels like an American pastime, shooting the messenger. We get real upsetty at people, then lose our temper like little children. And I, as a byproduct of that being the way most of my fellows are, I go out of my way to try to not be like that. Though I've done it before too. It's a byproduct of our media pushing for that as the way you should be. You don't always get time, and they say, Vietnamese charging over there, Charlie's coming first. That's how our media bullshit go. It's Clint Eastwood was seen and is seen as a real... The fuck? What'd you throw him? Ah. Yeah, they like their bread lumps. But, nah, it's, you know... Sort of like how every American thinks they need to own a gun just in case. But most of them can't give me that just in case scenario. Or they're the types of, gee, I could never do that, but I have a gun just in case. But if you can't do that, then what good? Are you carrying a gun around so you can make it super easy for your killer? Is that what it is? You never use it, you got no want to use it, but you're going to carry it around so when the mass murderer comes for you, you go ahead and have the ideal tool to murder you just on your belt. Well, that's handy, but don't help your killers that much, folks. And for the record, not anti-gun. I think I shouldn't own guns. I think that nobody in my personal family that was alive should own guns. But that's because they're very, very permanent, and those people in my family don't have self-control enough to own that. I mean, granted, yeah, at that point, my super military cousin would be telling me, well, I had nothing but a wee glass cabinet between me and shooting every single one of my classmates. Goes on to name like 4 people randomly. And we just, do you realize the fact you have 4 classmates ready just to pick out of a hat that you want to straight up murder? That's not a good thing. You know that, right? But then again, he was very much of the, I'm a badass, so I don't care about life at all, and I'll just murder willy-nilly. That's not a badass. A badass fights to preserve life even at the cost of his own or the detriment of their own. That's a badass. That's someone who knows the price of what they're going to do, and yet still makes the choice to do it. That's a badass. Being willing to kill people, I mean... Oh yeah, sociopathic, but also, I'm sociopathic, and it's still, I would contemplate. There would be thoughts involved. There would need to be a justification, typically, that they're trying to murder me. That's because, you know, rules. There's a reason, y'all, that I can sit there and say, this is why we should do it. Okay, that's not a good enough reason. Okay, this is the greedy reason why you need to do it. What you will get out of it if you need that greedy. I got good at that because I lived with my family for years, and anything you wanted or needed, you had to point out how it was going to benefit them. It was never, oh, I need these art supplies because art makes my brain feel good and gives me that good dopamine buzz. It was, I can sell the art for blank amount of money, and then you better fucking sell it. It was... I had a garbage family, y'all. Ever had a garbage family? I had one. But at least my immediate family did their best. For the most part. They were just misguided because they also grew up in a broken and fucked up system. And that's where I try to, as I look back, give all the charitability back. But when it comes to Ford, it's real hard to give charitability to folks who... Well, like, for example, the one idiot who said that I looked homeless after asking why I was talking about World War II. If you were from the 90s, why are you talking about World War II? One? Dude, that was the war we talked about. I mean, yeah, we could go over the other ones, but World War II was the last one we won. We did not win Vietnam. We got our asses trounced in Vietnam and committed horrible, horrible war crimes while doing it. We did not win bugging... any of our skirmishes in between World War II, and we can argue about Operation Enduring Forever War Freedom. Because I'd say if you never end and you never leave and you never pull troops out, well, I mean, technically you've never lost, Bubba, but you're also definitely not winning. The Korean War. Did we win that one? Or did we lose that one too?
No, we didn't lose.
Okay. It, shit in the hallway. It's maybe column A, column B. We will get it up though. I get that that's gross. Just give me 1 second to finish this live, and then we'll go get that. Yeah, or screw it. We ain't got any guests yet. Give me a moment. Let me make these torches, and then we'll go get it. It'd be different if we had a room full of people and I was engaged in an in-depth conversation. I'm just bitching about my country being shitty. Shitty and self-aggrandizing. But since there be fucking Enderman about, let's pick a nice low place that I will definitely not lock eyes with a map. Alright, y'all, be right back. Gotta go pick up the poop. Be right back. I knew he was gonna try to jump on me as soon as I got up. Like, the game can also get called. Oh god, the game also gets called. There's just several sneaky games that using several sneaky games here. Gooby goober. Don't you dare, you little fucker. Now get that kid. Huh. Alright, and we are back, and no Enderman beat us to death. That's a plus. Alice, do not help him get the bowl. You might be big enough to get the bowl. Sorry about all that, y'all. There was only the one Alice poop, but it's good to go ahead and get it up. And being that there's no y'all there yet, I don't think it's that bad. I don't like leaving y'all with nothing for that long and just staring at the wall, but Endermen are about, and those assholes are, well, assholes. I have walked away to take a quick pee, left it with y'all looking outside at the sunset, and then come back to a you died. And I want to be clear, y'all, when I have the world set up that's not gonna just delete as soon as I die, then we'll do a bit more of the sky gazing. But yeah, y'all, it's been a day on this end. Not a particularly bad day, but y'all, weather in Georgia's just getting downright freaky now, y'all. I mean, I have had coworkers say end of times. I'll give you a good example. The other day we had a massive thunderstorm. The rain, which we could see from the ground, was coming down in a mist because it's so hot. It was basically turning from fucking solid to ice to evaporating on its way down. Oh, solid to slush to evaporated on its way down before it even touched the ground. I mean, I've heard of it. I know it's a weather phenomenon that anyone in the southwest will be able to say, oh yeah, we've seen that kind of stuff. Not in the east, though. In the east, it's kind of freaky. Because I'm just looking at it going, wow. Also, a lot of lightning strikes have happened around. Also, I've gotten no updates on the 2 people in Fulton arrested who had an extreme amount of explosives in their house. Homemade pipe bombs in their house. I still haven't heard a motive yet on what the hell our good friends were up to there, but I'm very curious. Okay, y'all, admittedly it's a bit of a morbid thing, I'm sort of ashamed to admit, but y'all are here, we're together. It's a safe space to admit it, right? I've kind of a little bit been, just a teeny bit, making mental bets on Democrat or Republican on the extremist end. Because odds are in favor of it being, if it's an extremist, a Republican. Because, you know, most of the time your gunmen that shoot down public spaces and stuff like that and shoot them up, typically that's Republicans doing. Extremists, incels, whatever. But, oh, am I not allowed to use that word? News to me. Involuntary celibate individuals who are uglier than sin and with uglier souls. Y'all, to be clear, I did once upon a time feel bad for them because once I felt amongst them. But then I just realized the magic of talking to women, brah. Talk to them like they're people. That's the secret hack, but you gotta be real skilled at it though, bros. Here's how you do it. You gotta be real skilled. You gotta talk to them like they're people and actually listen to them like they was a dude bra. Like they was one of your dude bras rather than like a skirt, you know? Just saying, y'all. It's not hard. And the involuntary celibate label's a stupid one. It's sort of like Shaw sits going, well fine, I'll give you my ID, but under duress. That was always implied. You should just go ahead and assume that if you're dealing with the police and you're choosing to be an asshole, you're going to have to do it in duress. Again, it confuses me. Oh. Seems we found the outside. Let's throw some sand up and make sure it's secure before we go out there. And thankfully with that piece of iron and the wood we got, we should be able to make a shield soon. Then we can survive just a little bit longer. I don't see how we come back from this. I mean, that's the thing, y'all. In Germany, when they had this problem, they saw it as the last warning sign to be seen. Everyone got big on education. Fuck's sake, there's an entire course in every German high school and I believe middle school that is just propaganda studies. Meaning you look at both your country's propaganda as well as propaganda from around the world to diagnose, dissect, understand it. Because when Germany said, we're never going to do a Holocaust again, maybe they don't mind funding one in the Middle East, you know, little on the side for old time's sake, but they're never going to do one themselves again. And for the record, they mostly only fund that one through us because we're the only ones that go ball sloppy deep in, oh yeah, give us all that baby blood. That's what makes freedom run, baby blood and women's rights. We like to take both those away here in this country. We are such a fucked country. Seriously, anyone out there, I'm an ignorant American, I barely speak English well, but I will learn your language if you give me time. I will, as long as you've got a healthy community built, I will throw myself into that community for at least a year to just, I'll live in a tent in the park and clean up everything I can every day as a volunteer. This is not a discreet invitation. Please save me. Get me the fuck out of this shithole country, me and my family and friends and my pets. We will happily do everything in our power to better the people around us. But here I actively fear for most of my friends because they're gay, or they're trans, or they're questioning their sexuality, or they're, you know, slowly revealing to me that they're good people to me because I'm white. But if I weren't so lily white, they wouldn't want to have a single motherfucking thing to do with me. In fact, they would say very racist jokes behind my back. These are people I love and respect, y'all. This is worrisome. And how do you reach them? How do you cross that gap without immediately kicking one of their, oh, he's one of those? I've been trying to pick at it. You know, they say a stupid racist joke, and by that I don't mean a funny racist joke. I know those exist. I'm not giving any of them credence because I can't think of any off the top of my head. But instead, it'll just be a dumb race. Oh, all the Asians eat cats. Well, ain't you 1930s Disney chic? How about we cut that shit? Again, better jokes. I mean, you want to give me a good Asian joke, tell me about the Asians that live healthier lives than us but eat more out of a vending machine than any of us. I mean, that's not really in the form of a joke, but you can tool that into a joke. And more importantly, it's accurate. And it's not just, Asian. It's a very specific part of Asia. Specifically, you're making fun of the Japanese. Because China doesn't have the massive get anything from a vending machine problem. Nor does Thailand, nor does Taiwan, well, maybe Taiwan. But not Thailand. Thailand, you've got fucking soup shops that put anything you'll ever see in America to shame. And again, I say this as someone who's only traveled there in my dreams and on the television. But I would love to visit someday. I mean, maybe one day, once we get out of this, if there's a getting out of this, and we get to a point where we can travel the world and not be looked at and ridiculed and spend at least a chunk of our time going, I know we were bad, but we fought and killed a lot of the fascists, so can we be friends now? We purged them from our land, hopefully forever this time. And we're going to install fair practices in education systems, remodel the police system, and make it to where fascist bastards can't hide anywhere. And that'll be the only group of people that we just let all our evil out on. Because they want to do it to others, so it's okay to do it to them. That wasn't me being hyperbolic in that last bit. That was me being legit. If you got an abusive, evil person, yes, one part of me says Bridge to Terabithia, Wreck-It Ralph, Megamind. If you got a terrible person, attribute idiocy instead of malice. But if they've shown malice, understand, an idiot is not that different from a malicious person if you're in a bad spot. The idiot who thinks the gay man can fly is just as bad as the bigot trying to throw him off a roof. The dipshit who thinks his wife is just made to serve and will adapt to it and, oh, it doesn't matter that she's crying every day. Women were made to serve. She'll figure out the role. No, she won't. You're abusing your wife. Stop that shit. Again, these are very, very clear, very, very hyperbolic examples. Most of the time, unfortunately, like pedophiles, they're not just out there going, but I love children, want some candy? They're typically, you know, insidious about that shit. John Wayne Gacy, one of the worst ones before Trump, we could say he did it because, or he got away with it because he was also the head of the church volunteer foreman department, which meant he had access to boys there. He was the head of a Boy Scout troop. He was a former whatever Eagle Scout or something. He fit the model of a good, upstanding, wow, he's a good feller citizen. And at night he would take some of those boys home, rape them, kill them, and put them in his basement. It wasn't the crazy person yelling at themselves on the side of the road, or the homeless. It was an upstanding Christian person who volunteered every Sunday and just so happened to particularly prefer volunteering with boys. When you have a church that'll basically go, oh, you were just fucking the boys and not killing them? Well, we'll move you to a different church then. When you have a church that does that, that's how this problem proliferates. If instead, every single time, oh, well, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Oh, yeah, the medical report says and all this that you definitely did it. Okay, no, we're calling the police and we're putting your name in every single church bulletin, every single fucking church pamphlet. Sir, you are about to be famous. I say sir, even though women are also capable and likely to molest children, men frequently get caught doing it, hence the sir. When women get caught doing it, well, that depends. If it was a young girl, they string her up like she was a dude. If it's a little boy, well, that boy got all his dreams to come true. He really wanted to fuck that floppy vagina. He really wanted those giant tits slapping him in the face, even though he had no idea what tits felt like before this, and she literally had to lure him in to get him to do these acts. But, you know, he can't get hard. It's not like Viagra is readily available to adults. Nope, that was surely the boy's choice. This is why I hate pedophiles on either side of the gender spectrum. If you find me a trans pedophile, I'll hate that motherfucker too. But good luck. Most of the trans people I've found, they might have problems with drugs. They might have problems with some of the demons that feed on sorrow. But they're not bad people as an over-under, guys. And don't come at my drag queens. We'll straight up fight over my drag queens. None of them, I'm sorry, drag queens fit into y'all's fucking version of normal. They're business casual when they're out and about, and when the night falls and it's time to be fun, well, then their lady friends come out. But at the end of the day, they're not taking hormones, they're not... If you take away drag, you take away a key point of their art, and for that I think you're a fuckhead. But I don't think it will kill them. It will just be very, very sad. And sadness can be deadly if you don't... If you're a drag artist whose drag is the only thing keeping you going, then yeah, it'll kill you. Will it be a massive, like what they're doing to trans people right now and what's currently going on? Be nice to your trans friends. Reach out to a trans person you don't know right now. It's real, real hard on them. Like it'll be on the gays and the lesbians here in about... I give it another year. I give it one more year and then they're probably going to go after gay marriage outright. Because they've already, y'all, Stonewall, the monument that everyone should have been up in arms when the trans got removed from it. Well, we done lost another letter off that monument. Now Stonewall, where a bunch of gay men and lesbian women who never ever looked at another gender opposite of theirs fought for gay rights. For the rights of all gay men and lesbian women. They erased the bis, they erased the queers, they erased the trans. They've gotten rid of all three of those letters off of the only goddamn monument for the LGBTQ plus community. Because yeah, there are others, like there are gay and lesbian and trans inventors and creators, the likes of which without them you wouldn't have jack diddly shit. Fuck's sake, most of the people these chud douchebags study and love and want to slob on their knobs, well, Alexander the Great would have said, oh yeah, big boy, come on over here and slob on it. As would Leonidas. As would most Spartans, considering Spartan women had to shave their heads to basically look like the little boys and the men their husbands had fucked for most of their adult lives. Guys, gays will always be here. They've always been here. And trying to force them into the closet, the senior gays, people like myself who's queer, not gay, don't get it crossed, But people like myself, you ain't gonna put us in a fucking closet, bitch. I'll fight your ass over it. You ain't gonna fight the seniors. We'll survive. Violently if we must, but we'll survive. What you're gonna do is fucking kill kids, and fuck you for that. That's where I get off on the... I'm sorry, this should be for the wind up, not the wind down, but it's like... No, y'all. Be upset. Look it up if you don't believe me. National Park registration. And it's not gonna be the end, y'all. Hell, Georgia's already suing the shit out the federal government because they wanted to put signs saying slavery was bad at Stone Mountain. How dare they go to a Confederate memorial and tell them that, oh, slavery's bad, by the way, y'all. You shouldn't try to own people. By the way, the shows you're putting on with the very caricature Native Americans and oh, well, let's just call them what they are. The fucking, oh, what were they called back in the day? Shit, I'm blanking on it because I'm not racist enough to remember, and my history's rusty. Pickaninny was one of the phrases from it that I hope's not a slur. It sounds too cute to be a slur, but then again... fuck, how am I blanking? It's such a simple... Minstrel. That's the one. That they full on put on minstrel shows at Stone Mountain and the like. Hell, for the longest time, the Monster House at Six Flags, which might have finally been changed into something else completely. Yeah, that was the Monster Plantation. And you could very much tell the hillbilly monsters from the you know, black monsters. And then they finally started to straighten shit up because people in the millennial generation was like, hey, yo, that's fucked, yo. No, it isn't. It's tongue-in-cheek. It's funny, isn't it? Huh? Look at him. Look at him doing the dance there. Yeah, that's not funny. You know they made them do that dance in real life where they murdered them or someone they loved? Sometimes they did that even if they did the dance. That's a weird fucking joke you're telling there, friend. But then again, I get plenty of chuds in the morning talk sometimes dropping those chats. I need to figure out a way. Can y'all see chat in the backplay videos, or am I just invisible? Because if I'm invisible, a lot of my burns to them aren't going to go through, but I don't want to read the horrible fucking things they post. Most people are good people, let's be clear. Be nice on live, and you'll get a few chuds, but you'll mostly get nice people. Just watch out, because in my case, most of the people that are nice immediately follow up with, but I'm 7. Okay, why are you up at 2 a.m., little friend? And why are you on my page when it specifically, this video is earmarked to not show to children? Lots of red flags here, buddy. Also, the one this morning, who admittedly I liked him, but a lot, like all his messages got redacted. I really hope none of those messages had slurs. He apparently just had a lot of spicy takes on the U.S. And I get it. This is a safe place to have spicy takes on my shithole country. We've done horrible, horrible, unspeakable things for a long time. But at the same time, he seemed like a nice enough guy. He apparently was a homesteader, or is a homesteader, not was. This morning he was, so hopefully he still is. A homesteader in redacted place. But he was a nice fellow. Although he almost didn't get to stay. Well, I keep everybody in chat because I don't know how to get rid of people yet. Don't tell the bigots. But at the same time, he started out with, well, I make crack. And at this point I'd had a full-on argument with like 2 people. One of which had called me homeless and disparaged the homeless people that get on YouTube live. To which all I can say to that one is, y'all, I get it. I don't particularly like seeing dude that says, day 1037 of being unhoused, I don't go to churches for shit. I just want help and a proper hand up without got other shit. A lot of them have rambling, fully understand my shit situation because... well, every time they have the cojones to get on the internet and be like vulnerable and say, hey, I need help, mostly because if you try that shit on the street corner, the cops will bash your head in and take your money that you've made, just as a spite, ha-ha, and laugh at you. But yeah, just that. It's if you push them off the streets, if you push them out of any place that's safe, where else are they gonna go? We live in capitalist hell. There is nowhere you can go and just live free. Nowhere. But the churches. No, the churches will offer you a expired meal and an application for their various shitty jobs, mostly Goodwill. Which, newsflash for anyone who hasn't paid attention, Goodwill does not pay a living wage. Goodwill does barely pays its people at all, and you're going to be doing hard work for Goodwill. You're going to be sorting through boxes, and whereas I always tried to give to Goodwill in the sense of my old toys that I hadn't played with in years, my card collections when those were up, and the internet wasn't a big thing at the time, so I didn't know I could just eBay my Pokemon cards and retire. I gave them to Goodwill, like a dipshit. For the record, they didn't get all of them. The majority of them went to younger siblings, cousins, and like a dipshit. And a good chunk of them went to just kids that played cards with me. Because again, if I'm starting to get out the hobby and you're oohing and on over my fucking Weedle, Kakuna, and Beedrill, well then here, friend, I'm getting out the game. Well, what do you want for them? Got $1? No. Okay, well, what you got? I got this I got this milk jug, my sandwich from lunch, and I've got this bag of chips. Hey, congratulations, friend, you just got yourself a bug fully evolved Pokemon. You know how to play that card, right? Yeah, I got to evolve them. Hell yeah, go get them, champ. But that's the thing, that's the one, if there is any good thing that I can put on my mother that is just a thing that I will go to my grave feeling proud that my mama taught me that. If there's one thing, it is that. She taught me to give and make sure no one sees you giving. Now, granted, it was for a flawed reason. Sorry, mama. But her big reasoning was, if you give like that, God will reward you for it. Sorry, mama, that's not how the world works. But I do get the gist of what she was trying to drill into young jackass's head. And I agree with it. It's the same reason you're never... one fine day, I might find the way to, ethically interview some of the homeless in Cartersville. I've really wanted to for quite some time. But I'm not going to be like, here, homeless man, dance for a quarter. I'm not going to be like, hey, give me your sad story. How'd you fuck up and end up here? Because one, it just feels very ew. And for two, if I was going to pay them for such a story, I would want to have the pocket money myself to be able to, hey, if you're cool with it, we're about to go down a very dark road. How about, here's you a lunch at the local coffee shop with me and my co-host, Forget-Me-Not, and let's just talk to each other like humans. I mean, because again, that's what they are, folks. You are far closer to being a homeless, especially... Y'all, let's be absolutely clear here. Troy, or... his name started with T or something. But... old boy was literally just, you know... dude, well, I run 2 mechanic shops in Texas. Oh, okay, so you are definitely very close to being homeless, because... bruh, yeah, we're always going to have the combustion engine until we don't no more. But, do you know how many coworkers I have that work in fast food and moonlight as their own mechanics? Because of the fact that the internet is right there and every mechanic's trying to show what they know by showing you how to do shit. You just need to Google your car, make, and then what you're trying to do. And then have a little bit of patience, and you can sift through and become your own mechanic. I mean, it felt like I was talking to little me from the early 2000s, like 2013, 14, I think. Maybe 10 and 10. Okay, maybe 12, because I know I graduated in 2002. God damn, I'm old. Maybe it was 2012 or something like that. Maybe a little earlier, when I finally went to Job Corps and wasted a fuck ton of time. But I'm digressing hard. See, this is why a script would be handy. An ADHD brain is a pain in the ass. What the hell was I talking about? This is when a chat would also come in handy to keep me on topic. But how toxic shit was. Oh yeah, I felt like I was talking to little me from 2010-ish when I went to become medical office support, specifically because I loved listening to audiobooks and I could do pretty good at, like, translating odd accents and the like, mostly because my family was a lot of it racist, and, well, why does every single fucking telemarketer gotta be from fucking Bangladesh? That one isn't from Bangladesh, Dad. That one was Australian. How the fuck you know? I just said, and it wasn't Dad in that case, it would probably have been my uncle. He really did not like hearing the word no or you're wrong, like, at all. Makes me wonder why anyone ever wanted to be around him. Or, you know, the several, I don't know. That's a little personal, I guess. I'm just gonna say, people that have problems with the word no and can't take no for an answer, just saying that's a sign that they're a rapist. They might not have done the act, but they got that motif. They might not do the act, but they got the roadmap. Why? Let's be clear, nobody likes trying to shoot their shot with their best gal or guy. Best gal, gay, or guy, I guess. Nobody likes to shoot their shot and get told no. I'm not going to say no is a fun answer to get. But if they give you no as an answer, take the fucking answer. Don't try to endear yourself to them. Don't try to fucking, I don't know, browbeat them or neg them into you. Just, oh, okay, well that's cool, thank you anyway, and move on. Because believe it or not, some women will give you that second shot just because, wow, you really took no well. Maybe I was a little premature on that. Well, maybe you were, but if you want, it doesn't have to be that way. Falls in your court, miss. But again, it's a smooth move you got to be able to do there. Because you can't, well, actually, ma'am, no, it's, well, miss, this doesn't have to be the end of that opportunity. Or, well, my fine mister. But honestly, I'm celibate by choice, I guess, and not really celibate in the sense that I'm not saving it like the creepy right. Is the no-fap movement still a thing? Did they finally jerk off and realize the joy that it can bring? Sorry, getting a little personal, I guess, but yeah, dudes and dudettes, flick that bean, choke that chicken, make that bald man cry. But at the same time, don't do it in public spaces. Y'all have had your Johnsons for a while, or your various clitori. I'm just saying, you know, enjoy it, because it's pleasurable and life is fucking short. And there is literally, you're not gonna hurt yourself. I mean, let's be clear. You could do some chafing. That there might be some muscle cramps and some, I don't know, stretching that's unpleasant. But if you go at a healthy speed, remember to always have a flared base and have fun with it, guys. It's your body. You get one of them. This is another reason why I'm big up on people having personal space that they can have privacy in. Because just that, I feel that if Matt Walsh went and fucked himself a little bit, ditto for Ben Shapiro and most of the right wing, we'd have a happier, healthier world, because they'd get that post-nut clarity that so many motherfuckers need in this time. Again, for the record, within reason, otherwise you will chafe, and also within proper boundaries, because you don't need to be doing that shit on a subway, for example. And the man is dead, so can we give Pee Wee Herman some justice? Because I always thought he was like, he got caught jerking off to Hercules or some kind of kids movie. I gave Pee Wee a lot of hell for basically doing what it feels like you're supposed to do in an adult movie theater. I mean, what am I missing there, y'all? What are you supposed to do in an adult movie theater with a bunch of people around? Watch and critique? Because I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, y'all, but porno, like, stereotypically, famously has terrible plot lines. No one with a brain is gonna, hey, let's slap in this porno and watch it. Unless it's Japanese. I will say I had a collection of films for a long time. A long fucking time. Until I had to sell it at a pawn shop with the rest of my DVD collection to get out of Illinois and get down here to Georgia. I could never afford a bus ticket, but I could afford a tent and some supplies, so gotta go with the food option, y'all. But at the same time, it was just, I don't know. It was a good film, and in my adult age, having now had time to look into what films are and know that, yeah, some foreign films are just super horny, it wasn't actually a porn, y'all. It was a collection of romantic horror stories. It's just one of those romantic horror stories, damn it, Japan, happened to include a tentacle monster. And a man. It was a man. Given how pretty that possible singer was, it might have been a sexual awakening for little Travis. But at the same time, I liked the movie and it was funny, but for a long time I kept that fucker at the very back of the DVD case without the box. And because it had it had kanji as the writing, but underneath it, as if someone had put it in a Sharpie, but it wasn't, it was actually on the disc. It had 7 Tales of Romantic Fright or something like that. And I'm sure if I could read the kanji or I could scan it with my phone, it would say something beautiful in Japanese. But still, it was a good movie. And another one of my favorites, and a little bit of a sexual awakening in me, was Gakuto's Moonchild. I can't say go back and watch it, it's probably cringy and toxic as fuck. But it had gay vampires, and I mean, I hope Lindsay doesn't mind, or Lisa does. It was an L name, and it was in high school, and we were bestest acquaintances, not really friends. But I hope she's cool with the fact that the pornographic poem I wrote her was basically all my very young baby gay feelings towards, or baby queer feelings towards, 2 Japanese actors. It's also why to this day Steve is still my cuddly little guy, because out of a hat he managed to, Steve from Earl C. Clements Job Corps, also known as Trunks. He was always my favorite little dude just because he adorably reacted to Jackal, and the other Japanese actor who starred alongside Gakuto in Moonchild was Jackal. And I really liked Jackal. He was a young punk, but with the pretty face of a man. I don't know. I liked him a lot. Okay, what was I doing? I was building something. I don't have to make stairs over there anymore.
Where are the Democrats that are immediately tying Project 2025 and the Doge cuts to the horrible tragedy that we're seeing in Texas? I saw Hakeem Jeffrey's statement was like thoughts and prayers. Oh, we don't want to politicize this. Oh, really? In the age of Trump, you don't want to politicize it? He said on stage, I hate Democrats. They hate me and I hate them. Could you, the way, just complete flaccid.
Yeah, my problem with Democrats is they're all career Democrats. They're not much better than the third party in the sense that they make shit tons of promises, but they're never willing to follow. They're not willing to fight and follow through. It's like Joe Biden proposes debt or school debt forgiveness, and the Republicans say no. Does he gather all the Democrats that would vote positively at a random 1 a.m. meeting and then vote again? Well, of course not, because Democrats play by the rules, even when the rules keep failing us totally. I mean, like, it'd be like if this creeper just decided to, you know, decided not to explode at all or give any signal when he got close to me. Yeah, he'd succeed, but that'd be cheating. He'd still succeed in taking me off the board, though. I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna try to find something fun to talk about tomorrow. Maybe bring a book in my back pocket. Tomorrow, since I never take breaks anyway, I'm going to probably leave my art projects behind. Maybe bring the ecology book, because I can fit it in my back pocket. And assuming there's not a heat advisory or a freaky-ass storm going on, I will record my walk home tomorrow. I've got the chicken parts freezing right now to throw into the river. Honestly, if I can degrade the paper enough while it's frozen, I might just throw paper and all in. I hate littering with that highly chemicalized paper, but it will break down, and I've tested it in about a week. It'll have to get hung up on something, which breaks my heart, but over running water, it'll probably break down in less than a couple days. Because I can tell you, just under the weight of baking grease, or under the weight of using it as a tooth cup in the corner. If I use it as an all-day tooth cup, I have to put 2 layers on it. I'm saying that to mostly for myself, not for you future folk. I'm just saying it to make myself feel a little bit better, because I don't know, it feels kind of like I'm giving away meat with fish hooks if I'm just throwing plastic and paper in the water with it. For the record, I'm not. I would never be that cruel. That goes back to the way Mama taught me with the whole, if you're going to do something nice, try to do it in such a way that it never gets spotted or found out. Again, James, I want to say, who was also a very influential part of me, being that he was the first adult to scar me physically. And I mean that, y'all. I have marks from my uncle. From one beating in particular, too, I might add. But he also frequently said, if you do something nice, don't get seen doing it. Though his reasoning behind it was very simple. It was, if people see you being kind, they'll think you're weak. If they think you're weak, they will fuck with you. You don't want to get fucked with, do you? Don't be weak, then. Kindness is a weakness. Kindness is a strength, folks. Kindness is inherently a strength. You wanna know something, y'all? I was sick as fuck going into work. And it was definitely heat exhaustion, because I feel much better now. But I was sick as fuck going into work, y'all. Just vomiting, lightheaded, dizzy as shit. And it was the kindness of my team. The memories of those good times that carried me through when my head was swimming and I thought I was going to vomit into a deep fryer and then have to deep clean a deep fryer. After I had upchucked, it was that love of the team that got me to go a little bit, just a little bit further than I wanted to finish prepping enough chicken to make sure they had 2 to 3 pans for tomorrow. To double check and prep enough lettuce, also getting food for our groundhog friends. And that's the other, and collecting the eggshells that I distributed here at the house, actually, because I wanted to carry both buckets in tomorrow. And at some point, possibly not tonight, but at some point, I plan on fixing this barrel better. I might just have found a use for my old belt. I can take the belt, take the strap, put the belt around it, put the strap around the belt, tighten the belt off, tie the strap to the top of the belt holds to it due to the plastic rim, and I still have the plastic handle to carry it by if necessary. I don't know, y'all, maybe I'm crazy, but that seems like it'll work. We're gonna put it to the test before heading out tomorrow. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's pointless, considering even if I got the shears and took it to the, I wouldn't be able to collect the wool. It's also ironically why I do some of my best cleaning when David's asleep or otherwise indisposed reading in his room. I don't mind cleaning in front of people as much. I've learned to get good at it, because, like, Chris and Evan were real bad about laying around in rooms when I was trying to clean them. So when the people around you are just actively blocking you from that, or in that way, best you got is just go ahead and get over it and clean in front of them. And when they try to mock you for it, just, hey, I don't want to live in a shithole. I don't want to live in a shithole, and I have the means to do it, so I'm fixing it. Then they'd usually break something accidentally of mine. Something old, particularly, or something that I brought home with me from the trail. I mean, I think I abandoned my grandfather's blanket that we got the one trip I took to Pennsylvania with him, that I remember taking. And Evan stabbed that, or his dog chewed a hole in it, and I just never got the chance to repair it. Very tragic, but we move on. My memories are attached to Dad, not to the blanket. And with Dad being gone, my memories will stay attached to that blanket. Perhaps I'll order another one from the reservation at some point. It was a Native American outpost. I don't know if it was res or not, but that was one of the things that Dad knew. That's one of the reasons he picked that pit stop. Because we could have gone to Buc-ee's. We could have gone to, assuming Buc-ee's existed back then, we could have gone to the local fun gas station or gone to one of the play places. But he knew me enough to know that I really dug the shit out of Native American culture, and I really would dig the hell out of going there for no other reason than because, as I pointed out to him all excitedly, oh my God, Dad, the shop keeps an actual, and then I just paused for a moment. Which nation or tribe are you from? And the person just sort of gave me this big-ass smile like they didn't expect this fat little white dude to ask. And then he told me, oh, I'm a Hopi. I'm from the Hopi Nation. And I'm like, oh my God, Dad, it's an actual real-life Hopi person. Isn't this amazing? And my little ignorant ass, genuinely, because I had, up until that point, the only time I had met real, full-blooded, truthful, like, lived on the res, ate the food, did the life, a real native. I was like 10 the first time I finally got to meet one, even though we had real Native American folks in our family, because most of them didn't want to be around the racist white folks, I guess. I don't know, but I never got to meet them, and most of them are dead and gone now. That makes me rather sad. But yeah, I really dug the culture, and my dad was happy to let me. My mom was worried that I was going to pick up on demonic spirits, and my grandmother just wanted to remind me that Jesus was my only savior. And my uncle called me queer. Maybe that's why I'm so okay with labeling myself as that word, as I was called it and made fun of so long, because, yeah, whereas most of the men in my family used their dick as a compass and led wherever it pointed, I genuinely followed history, libraries, nerd shit, video games, fighting, and martial art culture. I was into that shit. I mean, more WWE than martial arts, but like the false, fake-ass martial arts stuff. The Bulletproof Monk, and the Shaolin Showdown, and the Jackie Chan Adventures, and I was into that side of it, because I didn't know no better. And yeah, I saw Enter the Dragon, I saw all of Bruce Lee's, and I loved I had an unhealthy obsession with the Brandon Lee's The Crow. I mean, go figure. Kid that was obsessed with death and really was tired of being here, got really into the anti-hero that's basically just gonna avenge his love and then fuck off and die. Can't imagine why a little depressed kid got into The Crow. So much so that I could quote, y'all, when I dressed as the Crow for our Halloween, the teachers had already pre-approved my look, and when one of them said, oh, you dressed as Kiss, and I gave him the crow stare, you need to go take that makeup off. Why? Because you're freaking me out, kid. You need to go take the makeup off. Apparently, I had looked at him with just dead eyes. And I was like, I had read the Crow comic book. I had watched every movie. When I say I prepped for school dress-up day, I knew what I had, and I wanted to fully take it. Y'all, if I had known cosplaying was a thing back then, like a thing, Like, not just Cheyenne and me dressing up in funny little outfits and trying to outdo each other. She always won, by the way. She will always fucking win. She's more creative than me. But at the same time, if I'd known cosplay was a thing, y'all, I'd have gone like Alucard ripped in half with the darkness stitching me back together and the giant eyeball in the center. I'd have gone with like melting face Nazi from the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I would have gone with some grotesque dark shit. But I genuinely didn't know it was a thing, so I super duper duper got into Brandon Lee and the other Crows and read the comic to the point that I could almost recite it piece by piece. And then I just put all that together and I got in character and went into school. Oh, there's somebody here and I was getting ready to sign off. Hello, how are you doing? Just randomly talking about memory lane, doing a little bit of wind down building on here. Hope, oh, okay. Well, see you later. Hope you have a good day. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for anyone else show up, but before I for some reason thought the boat was on fire. But before I do, I'm gonna go ahead and let it become daytime. So when we come back, possibly tomorrow morning, possibly not, I'm gonna try to sleep in a little to try to make up for some of those calories and energy burned, being that I also had to cut my calorie intake down today due to all the vomiting. But y'all be good. Don't weep for me, Argentina. Weep for ourselves. America's fucked right now. And y'all, just let's work together. We can build it. We can achieve it. We can succeed at it. The fascists will be beaten back. We just need to make sure that we remember who the fascists were, and we need to make sure they never get the chance to do this again, and this time we mean it. I love you guys. If you stuck till the end, like and subscribe possibly. Also, if you'd like to get credits, I'll figure out how to make credits roll. If nothing else, I'll put signs up behind me as I walk something. But if you'd like to be in the credits or get a bigger part of this show, please do check out my Ko-ffee. It's K-O-F-F-E-E, coffee with a K. And I am under Travis Croy, my actual name. Come find me. Let's not fight, let's be friends. But my actual name, Travis Croy, and then the name of the channel, abbreviated down, all caps, H-H-A-G. So, Travis Croy, Hiking Hound Artist Ground. Throw me $1, I'll put you in the credits. Honestly, until I get too many and I have to start thinning down the credits and all that, I'll put you in. Otherwise, I'll definitely give you a shout out each time because I plan on checking my Ko-ffee like once a week. Anybody who, like, I'll thank you for any money you drop singularly, and assuming it, like, highlights my subscribers. Also, I'm getting ready to put a shop in there. So if you want to wait until I get an actual, like, shop going with items to buy, you too can buy my upscaled stuff, some of which was found off the road. But, either way, it's Ko-fi, Travis Croy, HHAG.com, I think. Just check out Ko-fi and type in my name, you'll find me. Or find some other really cool artists. Just don't pay the AI artists anything. They're not doing anything. That would be like paying me to not take your order, but just I don't even know, y'all. I'm tired. I don't have a good apt comparison. But don't pay AI artists. Even they know they're scamming you. Pay artists fair wages, please, because everything we do takes fucking hours until you get good at it. And when you get good at it, well, then you gotta buy the good supplies, and those cost a lot of money. So, pay your artists, tip your wait staff. Just don't be a shitty person, y'all. Don't be a Trump supporter. Don't be a shitty person. We can do this, but it'll take all of us actively trying to not be shitty people and bring back that apple pie good old standard to America without the racism. Check out Solar Punk. Solar Punk is muy bueno. And y'all just be good. I will catch you on the next one. There probably won't be another one tonight, as it is, oh Jesus, it's already 6:01. If I'd wanted to go to bed early, I would have had to have already been in bed. So I'm going to go to bed at the normal time, wake up early tomorrow and do some artsy shit. Maybe get a couple more shorts uploaded. But I'll probably be getting up a little bit later, and we will still be doing a walk into work stream. But shit, y'all, I'm going to try to not fucking kill myself on the next one, because I feel like I waited too long, and that's what killed me today. I try to wait to talk to y'all until after the sun comes up, because, you know, lights make a difference. But still, y'all be good. Sorry I spent so much time staring at walls and shit. And we will catch you on the next one, good folks. I thank you for your support. A special shout out, if he's actually here watching in the future, to Eli and Bonito. Both of you are really awesome, and I particularly remember the both of you. But also shout out to... I haven't seen you in a couple days, dude. I know you're still subscribed, and I really appreciate it. Something the God. I think it's Isaac the God. I typically just call you Isaac, because I think your thing's more of a religious thing. And again, y'all, if you're here watching me, understand I'm not trying to knock you. I just think that you'd be better off without that, you know, thing on your shoulder there. Trust me, if you're in my audience and you're willing to talk and be active, you're better than any God that's on offer. Okay? Trust yourselves, work with the community. Remember, if you're putting the community first, even if you're tired, it's worth it. Even if no one ever remembers your name, it's worth it. Somebody notices and had a better day because of you. It's worth it. Y'all be good. I'm signing off before I pass out or cry. We will catch you on the next one, good people. We love you. Take care. Oh, and just to steal from him one last time, maybe get his attention, because I like that crazy fuck, but, and as the good saying always goes, keep them motherfucking boots out your motherfucking mouth, and the fundamental phrase will always be, yeehaw and fuck the law. I love y'all. See you later. Please don't sue me, pissed off bartender. Let's make a video together sometime. You can probably teach me a lot about being less rambly and asshole-ish. I can teach you how to draw fun shit. I don't know, you seem to have a good handle. Y'all be good. See you later.